G'day again. Welcome back to Mathematics 302, or if it's your first time, welcome to Mathematics 302. This is the first lecture. Hope you're having a good morning or a good evening, as the case may be. I'm just going to move my image down into this corner and we'll get into it. This first lecture is just explaining what is the content of the course. So, first of all, can you read? Make sure that you read the question. Really important that you do that so that you're not misinterpreting what's asked of you. Same when you become or when you are teaching students. By now, this is third year or fourth year for most of you. You'll be in front of students. Make sure you're getting them to read the question. Really important that they don't misinterpret what you're saying or what's been asked of them in the questions. Here's my quote. Again, my favorite quote, which I made up. Uh, if the test is 10 push-ups, train to do 11 or 12. Always endeavor to put in more effort in preparation than you do when you get to the real test, because when you get to the real test, it should be easy, or at least easier, because you've trained hard. Okay, just going through the content. So the bit in bold I've got up here is what will appear on the Moodle site in each of the squares, and then it's just expanded below here just to go through the content. So first one, we've got sets, functions, De Morgan's law. So that gives you the preliminaries of the course, bounded and unbounded sets, functions, and De Morgan's law. Second week, we're going to do relations, equivalence relations, partitions, Cantor's theorem, and the Schroeder-Bernstein theorem. The third week, we'll do real space. Now, you probably already know about real space. Supremum, infimum, topological space, open and closed infinite sets, and the Hein-Borel theorem. Week 4, we're going to do sequences, which you almost certainly already know about. Limit theorems, monotone sequences, convergent sequences, again, you probably already know about those, and subsequences. Week 5, no new work. We'll just be going through those first 4 weeks so you can do the assessment test in week 5. So that's hopefully that'll prepare you well for the assessment and you should be fine, we hope. Okay, week 6, functions, the Cauchy criterion, which you've probably seen, the Cauchy-Schwarz completeness. We're going to do functions, the Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem, Cauchy criterion, limit of functions, completeness, intervals, continuous functions, and accumulation points. Now, you can look any of these up like through all of the weeks and do your own research, and I'd encourage you to do that. I also encourage you to encourage your students when you get in front of class, put up maybe a month ahead. So we're going to be going through this, this, and this, and this. And if you want to be ahead, you want to get a great mark in this class, why don't you do some research and go and write it out? Now, obviously, everyone's leading busy lives, but if some students want to be, top notch, and you're saying to them, go and research this, it's really preparing them to be good researchers in the future and obviously to get good marks. Week 7, we're going to do metric spaces, normed linear spaces, balls and spheres in metric, and that's not for PDHPE, it's balls and spheres in maths, and metric and normed linear spaces, norms and balls relationship, boundedness, diameter, and distances between. So this is more of an expansion of two-dimensional, in the XY plane where you're looking at the distances between. This is a bit of an expansion of that in sets. And week 9. So week 9, we're going to do a revision for assessment 2, which is those 3 things we've done through. The idea being that assessment 2 will only have those recent things in it, possibly something from the first assessment, if I think I can put something in there which is worthwhile, but mainly concentrating on those things. Now in week 9, we're going to also do my images just in the way. I'll just move that out of the way. Characterization in finite dimensional norm linear spaces, uniform convergence, and equivalent metrics and norms. And the reason I'm doing that is because obviously the semester finishes in week 12, so we want to get through the work prior to that so you can do the assessment. So what I'd suggest is you listen to this lecture. This may be split into 2 parts, probably not, but go through the revision and then skip this bit until as soon as you've done the test. As soon as you've done the test, then do this part of the lecture, which will either be part B or part C. So that's my suggestion for you. Okay, week 10, we've got topology of R, which is a real space, topological space, closure of a set, interior and exterior, the boundary and neighborhoods. Didn't click over it. There we go. 11. Now you notice 11, it's got a lot in it. Fine and coarse topologies, subspaces, bases, which you've probably seen before, sub-bases, local bases, continuity and topological equivalence, metric topologies, metrization problem, that's actually a problem, countability, separation axioms, compactness, product spaces, connectedness, complete metric spaces, and function spaces. Now this will certainly be split in half, possibly in three. And this is covering, which you've probably already figured out, this is covering week 11 and week 12, so that you've got it early, so that you can go through it prior to the week 12 assessment test. Week 12, there'll be hopefully nothing in that that's new. So this is just revision, going through sample questions of similar nature to what's in the assessment to prepare you for that. Okay, so that's the content of the course. That's the goal. Let's see how we go. Assessments, 3 assessments, same as what I've previously done. Assessment 1, 60, assessment 2, 90, assessment 3, 2 hours, and 30, 30, 40 is the weighting. Just a reminder, image in the way again. Please organise a supervisor prior to each assessment. And one other thing on assessments. So I've had to make a change on the assessment sheet. Not due to this class, due to students in another class. So start of the assessment sheet, we'll look at, that's the top. The bottom of the assessment sheet, still the same. It's this middle section that I've just had to change and make a little change to. And you'll notice that there, if you've done tests before, I've had to add this bit in black pen because certain students decided to write in very, very faint pen, and they're to be emailed back within 30 minutes of the test conclusion, penalty 10% per hour, part thereof. It is highly unlikely that anyone in this class would be in that. You've always been brilliant students, so I doubt that will happen. But I've put this in there. I'm putting in all tests so that I'm not being biased, but I am making it really black and white that, submitting a test hours and hours after the test is just not acceptable. Okay, so that's just for you, but again, it's really not for you to pay attention to because you're all very good. Okay, I'll see you in part B. God bless you. I pray God grants you wisdom as you study with me, and hopefully I can create some fun things for you to enjoy. Okay, bless you. Bye.